Some people don't talk about their pain, not because they don't feel it, but because they learned very early that pain was something you carried alone. They learned that explaining yourself didn't always bring comfort, that crying didn't always bring help, that silence, somehow, felt safer than being misunderstood. So they became quiet.
Not weak.
Quiet. From the outside, these people often look strong.
Calm. Mature.
Independent. They don't complain much. They don't demand attention. They don't fall apart in front of others. And because of that, the world assumes they're okay. But strength is often just a well-polished survival skill. And silence is not always confidence. Sometimes it's protection. Psychology tells us that when a person grows up in an environment where emotions were ignored, dismissed, or punished, the nervous system adapts. The brain learns one simple rule: expressing pain is unsafe. So instead of learning how to talk about feelings, the person learns how to suppress them. They learn how to stay composed. They learn how to swallow words before they ever reach the mouth. Many people who don't share their pain weren't born silent. They became silent, often as children. Maybe they tried to speak once, and were told they were too sensitive. Maybe they cried and were ignored. Maybe they opened up, and it was used against them later. So the brain connected vulnerability with danger, and silence became a shield. Over time, silence turns into identity. They stop saying, "I'm not okay," because no one ever asked what that meant. They stop asking for help because help never came the way they needed. Instead, they become the helper, the listener, the strong one, the one who carries things quietly while others lean on them. What many people don't understand is that silence is exhausting. Holding pain inside doesn't make it disappear. It forces the body to store it. In the muscles, in the chest, in the jaw, in the constant tightness behind the eyes. These people might not cry often, but they feel tired in ways sleep doesn't fix. Because unspoken pain doesn't rest. Adults who don't talk about their pain often struggle in relationships, not because they don't care, but because they don't know how to let someone see them. Emotional openness feels unfamiliar, unsafe, even when love is present. Even when someone genuinely wants to listen, their body still remembers a time when opening up led to disappointment. So instead, they say, "I'm fine." They joke. They change the subject. They minimize their own struggles. They tell themselves others have it worse. They convince themselves that their pain isn't important enough to mention. And slowly, they disappear inside themselves. Psychologically, this is called emotional self-containment, but in reality, it's emotional isolation. When pain has nowhere to go, it doesn't leave. It echoes. It turns into anxiety, or numbness, or sudden anger that feels like it came out of nowhere. The silence doesn't heal the wound. It just hides it. One of the most painful parts of this pattern is that these people are often deeply empathetic. They feel others intensely. They listen well. They show up. But when it's their turn to be held, they don't know how to receive it. Being seen feels unfamiliar. Being comforted feels awkward. Sometimes even uncomfortable. They don't trust easily, not because they are cold, but because trust once cost them too much. They learn that people might listen today and disappear tomorrow. That words of support don't always translate into action. So they rely on themselves. Always. Even when they're breaking. Silence can also come from responsibility. Some people grew up feeling like they had to be strong for others, younger siblings, sick parents, unstable homes. When you're the emotional anchor, you don't get to fall apart. When others depend on you, your pain becomes secondary. So you postpone it indefinitely. As adults, these individuals often feel guilty for having needs. They feel uncomfortable asking for reassurance. They fear being a burden. They've internalized the belief that love must be earned through usefulness, not vulnerability.
So they stay quiet.
They stay capable. They stay alone with their pain. But here's the truth psychology teaches us. Pain that is never expressed is pain that never heals. Silence keeps the wound alive. Not because the person is weak, but because humans are not meant to carry everything alone. The nervous system needs safety. And safety is often built through being heard. Breaking the silence doesn't mean trauma dumping. It doesn't mean oversharing. It simply means allowing one safe space where the truth can exist. One moment where you don't pretend. One person who doesn't rush to fix you, just stays. For people who have survived by staying silent, healing feels unnatural at first. Talking feels like exposure, like risk, like standing without armor. And that's okay. Silence kept you alive once. It served a purpose. But survival is not the same as living. The strongest people you know are often the quietest about their pain. And the quietest people are often carrying stories you'd never imagine. So, if you're someone who doesn't talk about their pain, this is not a flaw. It's a history. And histories can be rewritten. You don't have to speak all at once. You don't have to explain everything. But your pain deserves a voice. Even a whisper. Even slowly. Because silence may have been your survival, but connection is your healing. And maybe strength isn't staying silent anymore. Maybe strength is finally letting someone hear you.